Good morning. It's 27 degrees out here, and I'm gonna go borrow a friend's lathe to do the tie rods, make them the right length. They're in the back of the truck here. See the frost? There they are. They're a little bit cold. We will go make it happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the extra tubing. So here we go. Yeah, that's gonna fit good. Okay. So I'm gonna face off one end of all of them, and then I'll make them the right length. We got a little chamfer, so I got a place to weld. That's that. Well, that was Saturday morning, and on my way home from using the lathe, I got a message from a lady that wanted to get rid of a poodle. So, took the rest of the day and drove almost to Canada and picked up a poodle. So, was planning on doing all this on Saturday, but things happen. You gotta go make little girls happy. So, that's what we did. We got ourselves a new puppy. You probably saw the short of Hazel. It's Monday, and I am putting the tie rods in, welding them up and putting them in. So, I'll show you where I'm at now. I'm gonna do the tie rods one at a time. So, I've already done that one right there. So now I'll pull that other one off. Then I'll bring it over here to my jig that I made when I got the lengths made up, and I will weld them up on my jig so they all stay the correct length. I've got all the tie rods made up and in. I've come across a couple little issues. So when I made this bracket, this piece was too close to that one. So I don't know if you can see it in that picture. I had to bend it to make this all fit. So and then I welded the crap out of all the way across there and all the way across the back. So instead of cutting that off and putting a new one on there, I think I'm just gonna cut these tacks. It's only tacked on. Cut the tacks and replace that whole bracket with the correct one. And then this one over here, they're too far apart. So I'm going to weld this one on. Then I'll cut the tacks on that one, suck the nut and bolt together, and that one should be good. There is a clearance between the frame and the tie rods, so I don't think I need to do anything there because that's where that's going to be. On both sides it looks good. But my next issue, which I'm not going to do anything about, is the airbags are squishing forward. You can see it better over there. But this is with this thing all the way dropped out where it's laying on the ground. And it is what it is. With the arc of the tie rods and everything, it pulls the axle forward just enough. I don't know, it looks like an inch or two. But I'm not going to worry about it because this is only going to be sitting like that when it's parked. I'm also worried about the corners of that bracket puncturing the bag. So I will make sure those are nice and smooth and radiused when I final weld everything. But when it's got air in it, like you're driving down the road, this axle's more centered. So I'm not going to worry about it. I won't drive with it all the way slammed to the ground. So that's what I'm going to do. Fix that bracket. Fix that bracket. Ooh. With it all the way up, and it's its most forward part of the arc of its travel, I should go check the transmission slip yoke to see if it's bottomed out so it doesn't jam in there. But it's coming along. I'm going to start welding everything up. I don't know when I said it, but I think I said in the last video, if Miller wants to sponsor me, I'd be all right with that. So I'm going along welding stuff up, and my welder starts squealing over here. And here's the drive motor that drives the wire. So I'm going to see if I can clean it up, and hopefully it keeps working. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can grease it up. I don't know. We'll see. Looks like it's got a little motor, then a gearbox, because the drive wheel's here and the motor's there. So some kind of a gearbox. I wonder if I can take that apart and clean it. We will see. Doesn't look like it. Well, I took it out of its case, and there's a couple Torx head screws on this side, and it looks like it does come apart. So we'll see what happens. Here's that same gearbox. I cleaned it, took it apart. There's a bunch of little gears and wheels and stuff inside and sprockets and a bunch of grease. And the grease was everywhere except for where it needed to be. So I moved it around a little bit, and now it's perfectly quiet. So must have been it. Just didn't be lubed up a little bit.